there, ROS developers, and welcome to a new ROS developers open class. Today we have a very special class, so I have a very special guest also, as you can see here. And today we are going to be assembling the real Nanosaur robot. So let's not lose any more time and let's go for it. Alright, so hello everybody and welcome to a new live class. Today is the third part of this Nanosaur series. So as I have already been talking in previous open classes, this month of November we are doing a series of 4 open classes in total. We have already been through the open class 1 and 2 where we basically created the Gazebo simulation in the first open class, and in the second open class with the Gazebo simulation we run some AI algorithms specifically for performing object detection using YOLO. And today, once we have already been working a little bit with the simulated version of the Nanosaur robot, today we are going to be building the real one. So you are going to see in a moment that we have a special setup for today's class. So today we are not going to be working with a ROS like in previous ones. Today we are going to just have a camera that we will show in a moment, and basically you are going to be seeing and following the process of how I am building here the robot. So you can see here in my left side I have all the pieces separated, and then I'm going to be mounting here the piece by piece until we have the complete Nanosaur robot. So yeah, I don't know if I'm forgetting anything.
Yeah, does that mean that we are going to use a ROS or not today?
No. We are not going to be using any ROS, as I said. So you are just going to have to follow my instructions and see the whole process. And if you have the pieces, if you have already bought the pieces previously to this class, of course, you can build the robot alongside with me. Okay. So that would be the ideal.
Yeah, so one point is that today we don't have a chat for the questions because we don't have any ROS yet to launch. Then, so in case that you have any questions, you will have to put it then afterward on the YouTube video that we are going to release and put it there on the comments. What is important is that you follow this procedure with us and you try to build your own Nanosaur robot, because on the next live class, we are going to be using the actual robot and sending commands to the robot and also connect with the simulation.
Yeah, so in the next live class, which is going to be the 4th one of the series, we are going to show you how you can very easily set up a connection to the real Nanosaur robot from the ROS Development Studio. You are going to create a lab and you are going to be able to connect to it. If you have the real Nanosaur robot, you are going to be able to test it in the live class. And I'm going to show you how to do all the connection, and it's really easy. So yeah, but today we are going to focus on building the Nanosaur robot. So yeah, let's go for it.
I think so. Yeah.
Any more time?
Yeah. So are we going to follow the instructions from?
Yeah. So let's switch very quickly to the computer screen. Then here is the official documentation for the Nanosaur robot. I have been sharing this page in the previous live classes. So here we are going to come to the make section up here, and then if we scroll down a little bit, well, here you have a video of the assembly, but I'm going to go through the more detailed instructions, which we can find here in the section number 4, assembly. So let me open this here.
Like the superheroes of Marvel, right?
Yeah,
the
Avengers Assemble. Yeah.
Yes.
So here we are going to be assembling our own superhero, which is Nanosaur. So here you are going to find the detailed instructions step by step of how to mount the full robot, the complete robot. You are going to see that it's not that much. So actually in a few steps we are going to have it mounted. The only prerequisite for this is to have the expansion board mounted. All right, so let me come here very quickly. Well, of course, you need the materials. To have the materials, you need to print the 3D parts, which are these parts here. I have them in gray, but you can paint them in any color you want. And finally, you need to also have the expansion board previously mounted, which is this piece here. And you can find the instructions of how to solder and mount the expansion board also here in the point number 3, which says solder the expansion board. Here in point number 3, you are going to find all the instructions of how to get the needed pieces and how to mount the expansion board. Then
we have ours already soldered, thanks to Raffaello Bonghi, that you know that is the creator of the Nanosaur robot, and then he sent us this very kindly, the pieces already printed, also the expansion board already done, and all the rest of the parts. So thank you very much, Raffaello. I'm sure that you are there watching the video, so thank you very much for your support on this.
By the way, now that you have talked about Raffaello, let me just say one last thing, because he was pointing here also in previous live classes. Mm-hmm. So in case you have any problem in the mounting process or whatever, remember that you can always join the Discord server, where Raffaello is being active all these weeks. And if you have any issue, I'm sure that you are going to find also help here in the Discord server.
Perfect.
All right. So yeah, let's go then for the mounting process. So. Okay. Yeah, let's...
okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let me try this. Yeah, you can go.
Okay. Yeah, so, we are going to, as I have said, I'm going to be following this instruction, so you can have also this page opened, because I'm going to be following this instruction. So first, let me have a quick look here in the page to the first parts, and then I'm going to do it here in the mounting desk. So yeah, basically the work process is going to be divided in 4 main sections. Let's say first one is the power bank holder. Second one is to mount the flap, then the body, and finally the head. So we are going to start by this one. The first thing we are going to need is this hex M2 arm wrench, which I'm going to show in a moment, or let's try to show it here because it's super small. Okay, here I have it. So this is going to allow me to mount all the screws, and so it's pretty small. Okay, here we have it. Then the next section is to mount the magnets. This is not mandatory. So let me see where I have.
There, yeah. Oh, there. No, the other one. Oh, it's not that?
No, it's...
Okay, where is it?
Okay, I have it. It's mounted here. Okay, we had it here. Yeah, so it's this part here. Let me show it very quickly. Okay, so as you can see, we have here the magnets mounted. So this is the first step. Let's come again here. Okay. This is the first step, to mount the magnets here in this piece. Let me show it back again. Okay, only the magnets. Then let's keep going down. And next part is to mount here the sprockets. So you can see here a couple of images. So let's do it. You are going to see that it's super easy. You need to, first of all, get these black pieces. You are going to have 4 of them. I'm I'm sorry. I'm still not fully recovered of my throat issues. Alright, so you are going to see these 4 black pieces. You are going to see that 2 of them are completely hollow in both sides. You can see here. 2 of them are like this, and then we have other 2 of them which are hollow on one side, but on the other one they are closed, and they have just a small hole there. Alright, then let's get these 5 pieces, and then we are going to also get the
ball bearings.
The ball bearings?
Bearings.
Okay, alright, ball bearings. Yeah, I know the name in Spanish, but in English I didn't know it. Alright, then we are going to mount these pieces. You are going to see that it's very easy. You just need to press them a little bit, and then they are going to come into place really easily. There I have the first one mounted, and then I'm going to go to the other side and do the same. Just press a little bit, and they are going to fit perfectly. There we go. First one mounted. Okay, so it's going to look something like this once it is finished. All right, I'm going to proceed with the next one. There we go. I'm going to go faster now. Second one mounted, and then I'm going to proceed with the last ones, where you only have to put one of these ball bearings in one side, because in the other side there's this small hole, which later we are going to mount here the motor. We are going to see. So let's finish all these pieces, and all right, and there we go. So I have them all 4 mounted. So second step finished. Then let's keep advancing. Okay, so we have mounted the ball bearings. Then we are going to enter the flap section. So we are going to be assembling the flap right now. It's for this we are going to need these pieces. So first of all, the expansion board, as you can see, and then we are going to need a couple of the 3D printed parts, and also this connector for the motor. All right. So
for the USB power.
Yeah, for the USB power of the motor, you are going to need this connector. Then these 2 pieces, I'm going to show them now in the camera. These 2 3D printable pieces, and then the expansion board. So basically now we are going to mount the yeah. Let's go to the other page. So let me move this over here. Then I'm going to get first of all the expansion board. Here I have it. And then I'm going to get the 2 3D printed parts which are going to hold this expansion board. Okay, it's one of them, as you can see, it has their Nanosaur printed. Okay, and the other one is this one. There we go. And then I'm going to get also the USB connector for the power of the motor, which you have here. As you can see, it's a USB connector on one side, and on the other one you have the positive and negative wires there. Alright, you see? Okay, so I have expansion board, the 2 3D printed parts, and the connector for the power of the motor. Also, I'm going to need some screws. I think there are 4 of them, so let me get them. Get them from here very quickly. Actually, I think I'm going to should put them all here, and then I'm going to be getting them directly from here. Okay, so let me get the medium sized ones. 1, 2, and 3, 4. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to be following here the steps. So first of all, we are going to have to put this piece here that you're going to see that the first part, it has a hole. Oh yeah, sorry.
You were normally here. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you are going to see that the expansion board here has a switch. This is going to be used to turn on and turn off the power from the battery, okay? Then you are going to place this first piece here so that it fits this switch, something like this. See how like this it fits perfectly the switch, so that we can from this side switch it on and switch it off. All right, so it's going to look something like this. Okay, let me try to show it. It's a little bit hard here. Yeah, and once we have this, we have to mount. Well, actually, I think it's going to be better if we fit this USB connector previously to all this.
Yeah.
So we should connect it, because otherwise it's going to be harder to do it later. So let's do one first thing. So in this piece here, we are going to put the wires of the USB connector through the hole. Okay, so we are going to leave the USB connector outside, and we are going to have the wires here inside. All right, then we are going to now put again the piece like this. All right, so that we are going to have the connector, the USB connector outside and the wires inside. And these two wires that you can see here, positive and negative, we have to connect them here in this small connector here.
Okay, can you explain in which which hole goes the red one and which one goes?
So if you have a look at the connector here in the expansion board, you have a close look. It's not going to be possible to show it on camera, I think, but you are going to see that on one of the pins it has a plus sign, a very small plus sign.
Mm-hmm.
So in that side, in the side where you have the plus sign, you have to connect the red wire. Okay.
Okay.
And in the other one, you have to connect, of course, the black wire. So basically, you are going to have the red wire in the outside of the board, and the black one is going to be touching here this big black connector.
Okay, understood.
Okay. Yeah. So let me do this. Now I'm going to need a screw in order to open the pins so that I can.
Yeah, remember that this expansion board is the one that is going to do the distribution of the power. So the USB connector is going to be connected to the battery, and that is beneath the robot. And then this USB connector is connected to the expansion board. Then this expansion board is going to distribute this power into the Jetson Nano board, and also is going to distribute this power into the displays, and I think also on the motor control board also. Yes, and we are going to see that in a minute. If
Almost done.
If Alberto finishes, of course.
Almost done.
Almost done. Okay. Then you can see.
Now they are connected. As you can see, this is going to be fixed. Okay, now this is fixed here to the connector. So let's finish now placing properly the 3D printed part here. All right. Let me try to put it here.
Can you put it a little bit down on the?
Yeah,
on the
sorry.
So now what are you trying to do?
Yeah, I'm trying to put it correctly so that it fits perfectly. There we go. Okay, now.
And then you had to fix with the screws, huh?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
Because 3D parts, they never get very sharp.
More or less,
ends.
I have it now.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm going to right now. I'm going to place already the first screws so that I have it more or less fixed. Right. So now that I have it, it fits correctly. I'm going to fix, as you can see here, the 3D part to the board, and then later I'm going to add the final part
of the flap.
Exactly. So let me fix this a little bit. Let me get the small M2.
Yes, go ahead. And you have some work to do there.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky.
And I would like to know on the comments of the video if you have printed those parts, if you have any issue printing the parts, because so those parts, they need to have this hole in the middle of the 3D printed part, and are very, very small holes, narrow holes, and this is something sometimes tricky. But I suspect that doesn't. It's very important if it is not that much, because with the screw you can make it bigger a little bit as you screw the part. How difficult it is, Alberto? Is it difficult?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, okay. Yeah, so while we were preparing this class, we made an assembly, more or less, of the robot, but we couldn't do the full assembly because we only have one robot and we didn't want to have it already done. So we skipped all the parts of the screws, and that is the part that I think that is going to take us most of the time, because the rest of the parts are quite simple and fast.
Yeah.
As you will see.
Totally. This is going to be the
also because the tools, they are very small, the screws are very small, and our fingers are so big. So that's a little bit tricky. But more or less it's going there. Then probably you are watching if you watch the images of the web page that shows how to assemble this, you are going to see that the Nanosaur is in green color. And so that's the official color for the Nanosaur. In our case, we have this metallic one color because Raffaello, he asked me about which color we would prefer to receive, and then he gave me several options. That was very kind of him, and then I think I selected this one, the metallic one, because just to show something a little bit different. Maybe we can think about a name for this Nanosaur when we have it built, and maybe it has to be something with
can be a mecha,
like
Nanosaur,
a mechasaur or something like that. I don't know. We accept proposals for the name, so if you are watching this video on YouTube, you can put a comment on this and let us know your suggestion for this. Okay, how are we doing?
Not so good, actually.
Okay, I see. He is suffering on this, and you have to screw 4, huh?
Yeah.
Go for it. Okay, so in the meantime, let me explain you about this series of videos that we are creating together with Raffaello Bonghi, the creator of the Nanosaur, which is about building this Nanosaur and doing some interesting things with it. But it's interesting. Why is interesting? It's because it's a small robot that we have here on our desk, that you can have on your desk, and also that is equipped with a camera and with a Jetson nano board that you can use to do deep learning. So it's like having a very small robot that you can manage and put it in everything with the minimal equipment to practice with all the techniques for doing deep learning with robotics. That is awesome. And also, as you are going to see, we are going to install ROS 2. That's going to be on the next section, on the next video. But we are going to install ROS 2 on the robot. So we will be able to control the robot with ROS 2. So that's kind of the perfect mixed the perfect mix between deep learning, then the hardware required for this, and also ROS too. So Nanosaur is like a perfect platform to starting the practicing these things, or to get introduced into ROS2 with deep learning. And that's one of the reasons why we thought that it could be a very good idea to create this series and to follow this with Raffaello. So how are you going then?
Okay, I'm going to skip a couple of them because I don't think it's going to be required to screw all 4 of them.
Okay,
so I have screwed this one and this one, the 2 of the outside borders.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be good with this. So now I need to...
Good enough,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
So I have this more or less, I have tested a little bit and it's more or less, it holds okay.
It holds? Okay.
So now I'm going to proceed with the final part, which is to add this other 3D printed part, as you can see here, and I'm going to add it down. Okay, so we have here the bottom, the downside of the board. So I'm going to place this 3D part here, and then I have to finish here screwing so that I fix the 3 things together, and I think they are going to be okay.
Okay.
So even though I am skipping a couple of screws, I don't think it's going to be a big issue.
No, it's okay, and also for the purpose of mounting everything here together.
Not so important.
Yeah, it's not important, just to show them this. This how it is the final result. So maybe later of the video we can do it again and solve it online. Yeah, because we expect to also to do some experiments with the robot, and of course the robot can crash against things, and we don't want it to get unmounted at the first crash that it suffers. Okay, then what else? Oh yeah, so for the next video, for the next open class, I mean on the next week, is where we are going to start using the real robot. So we will be installing ROS2 on it, and also connecting to it and sending ROS commands to the robot. We will also do a connection between the simulation that we have done in previous open classes and with the real robot. And that's the interesting part. When you can do this in a quick form, in a quick way, that's very, very interesting because you can test many things first on the simulation and then quickly translate this, push it into the real robot. And that's what we are going to be working next open class. So
yeah, so I'm done.
You are done, okay? Can you show us the final result?
So the final result is going to look something like this. So you are going to have the expansion board here in between the 2 3D printed parts. Let me see. Yeah, so here we have the upper side of the board. And as you can see, it is in the middle. It's like a sandwich. We are doing a sandwich with the expansion board. And we have in the bottom side this 3D part. And in the upper side, we have this one. And the upper part, you're going to see that it has here Nanosaur written on one side. And you have to have this USB end here. You need to have this going through the hole, through this hole here, because later we are going to connect this to the battery, to the power. And then you are going to see that you have on the other side an opening, which is giving you access to the switch. Yeah, so you can turn the switch here, and we are going to use this switch basically to turn off and turn off the robot. Yeah. So this is going to be the final result. All right. Then we are going to have all these wires here that in a moment we are going to see how to connect them. And
let's go with the next part.
Yeah, so let's move. Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
All right, then we have finished this process. Yeah, so at the end, as you can see, you are going to have something like this, the thing that I have just shown now. So let's go with the body. All right, then here we are going to be mounting the main body of the robot. We have first the section of assembling the magnets. We already have this done, so we have already placed the magnets. As you can see, you have some images here. We can open this in order to have a better look on how to place the magnets. Okay, let me get this piece here, and we have one here and another one in this side and another one in the other side. Okay.
Yeah, we have to say that we have the magnets already placed there because Raffaello already sent us the piece like this. So thank you very much for saving this word from us.
Let me actually clean a little bit my table. Okay. Then let's go back to the page. So here I have the image. Then we are going to get the two motors. Okay. So I'm going to get the two motors in a moment, and then also we are going to get the ball bearings that we mounted at the beginning. Okay, so we are going to basically be putting all together these three pieces. Okay, so the final result is going to look something like this. So let's go to the mounting desk. Okay, so here I have my 3D printed part. First of all, let me get here my motors. There we go with the one motor and the other motor. Here I have it. And then I'm going to get also the ball bearings. In this case, I'm going to get the two parts which have this side which is closed with a small hole. Okay? I'm going to get these two parts. All right. Then, so let's mount it. Then you are going to see that on this piece, in the inner part, you have a couple of holes here, which basically have the same size as the motors. So you are going to be able to put here the motors, and they are going to fit perfectly. So you are going to put them like this, and you are going to have to pass the wires of the motor through the holes. Here, let me do it with one. There we go. We pass the hole, and then we press a little bit the motor here so that it fits, and it is more or less here fixed. Okay, there we go with the first one.
So it has to be like parallel, so there has to be no space here between in the part of the 3D printed part and the end of the motor.
See
how it has to be.
It is aligned.
Aligned, exactly. Aligned.
Here, the edge of the 3D plastic part with the size of the
end of the motor.
Yeah,
of the big part of the motor. Great.
And then we have done one side, and we are going to do the same with the other motor. So first we do it with the other hand. So first we pass the wire here through the hole. There we go. And then we slide carefully the motor inside the compartment here, and we do a little bit of pressure here so that it is more or less fixed. See? So I can put it down and it's not going to fall. Okay? There we go. So in one side I have here the two motors placed, and on the other side we have the wires going outside. All right? And then finally on the axis of the motor, we are going to mount the ball bearings, and you are going to see that the hole, it fits perfectly the form of the axis of the motor. So you are going to have to put it in the correct orientation so that you can slide it inside the axis, but just rotating it a little bit, you are going to find just the right orientation, and you're going to be able to slide it like this. Mm-hmm. All right, I have done one side, and then I'm going to do the same with the other side. So let me find the proper, there we go. So I'm going to slide it inside. Okay, so right now I have something like this. Okay, so I have here the front of the 3D part with the two wires, which look like antennas of an ant or something strange right now. And then on the inside, I have the two motors like this.
Do we need to put something else on the back?
No.
Not yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Great.
Okay, so let me get a drink because I'm... All right. You catched me. Okay, so let's come back. Yeah, so here we have the image, which as you can see, it's pretty much the same I have just mounted. Then let's keep going. Okay, so the next section. Okay, I'm already starting to be afraid of this because I'm seeing screws here. But basically, now we are going to have to attach the part that we have just mounted with the main chassis, as you can see. Yeah, so let me open here the image. This is the part that we have just mounted, and then we are going to attach the main chassis to the part. As you can see, we are going to have to screw here a little bit. I'm going to try to don't get mad, but yeah. Also, you can see here that we have a couple of magnets. Okay, we have a couple of magnets here that we are going to have to mount also in the main chassis. We have them already mounted, but bear this in mind. Okay, if you are mounting it right now, bear in mind that you are going to have to mount these magnets as well. Yeah, so here I have the main chassis with the two magnets. I have them already placed, and this is important because later this is going to allow us to put everything together with the head, because the head is going to hold to the main chassis through the magnets.
Yeah, that's a very good idea to use the magnets.
Yeah, actually it's super
holding.
nice. Yeah,
because you can then open it easily, and it's a cool idea.
And it takes away screws.
Yeah.
Also. So yeah, so basically now we are going to put together this, which is the front part of the robot, let's say, the front wheels, so on, with the main chassis, okay? So, let me have a look here at the web page to see how this is going to... Okay, yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, so this is... Oops, sorry, yeah. Okay, so here we have... So basically you are going to see that one side here, it doesn't have, it's open, one side. Yeah? So we are going to fix it using the other side, this one. We are going to just do like this, and you're going to see that it fits perfectly. Okay, and now, once we have it properly placed, we are going to screw it. So, let me...
Maybe you can apply the same trick as before. Put two screws.
Wait, actually...
So, any problem on that?
Okay, I think it's... yeah, it's like this.
Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to do it like this, but actually it's the opposite. Okay, so it's like this. Yeah?
Yes, that's right. The open is exactly for the battery. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so it's going to look something like this, okay? And then here we are going to have to screw from inside so that this gets properly attached. So give me maybe a moment. I think that probably here I'm going to need... No, it's
the same size. Yeah. It's the same size.
Not the same size because there are no more. Oh, yeah.
No? I think so. 4.
3, 4?
You need 4.
I think this is another size though. Yeah, I think it's the...
It'd be the smaller? Shorter.
Yeah.
Shorter.
Yeah, it's these ones. No, these
Okay,
ones.
so you cannot see here on the screen, but let's see when Alberto decides which ones are.
2,
4.
3, and 4. Here I have them. Okay. So let's go for it then.
Yeah, maybe you can try with 2 only, and we'll.
Yeah.
And actually, when I see you doing that, I feel jealous. I would also like to screw some of those. Yes, it doesn't sound like that boring or annoying. Well, in that case, it's a little bit annoying because it's it's a little bit difficult because the tool is colliding against one of the sides, right? Maybe you try the other way around with a shorter part. Yeah, like this. Yes. And what about the audience? So how is it going, your building of the Nanosaur? Are you getting along it? Are you doing it? So one of the points of creating such kind of robots is getting all the parts. So actually, I was doing a small research about small robots for starting with ROS, so that you don't have to spend like $500 with a Turtlebot 3, or even more for a Turtlebot 2, which also are too big, not that big. So I was looking for simple robots that we can have for practicing the basics of ROS. And then I reached some robots that could be for only €200. And the problem was to have all the parts, because I found that nobody around the world was selling those robots. So you cannot go to somebody and ask them for, hey, please send me 3 robots like this. There were some companies that said that they had this. Well, actually companies, there were one-person companies that they were assembling this. But in my experience, I never got one of those to be sold. So what's the point here? The point is that there are some offers over there about small robots, simple robots for a few hundred, let's say $200, $250 that we can use with ROS in order to practice the basic things of ROS, or even not so basic with Nanosaur, not so basic, right? Well, the conclusion is that there is no way, no place where we can go and buy one of those robots. I know that you are going to see some websites over there that they advertise, hey, you can buy there, but it doesn't work. You cannot order a robot like this and then receive the robot, or even if it's not the robot already built, maybe all the parts. So it's difficult to have this. So usually what you get is a list of all the parts that you should buy. But the problem on buying those parts is that they are changing all the time. So sometimes you get to the links in order to buy the parts, and the parts doesn't exist anymore. So the providers of those parts, they don't exist anymore. They are out of stock most of the times. And it is really a pain to get all the parts for a robot like this. Then I was doing some more research about this, what could be the cause. And my conclusion was that this was not a viable business. So maybe some of you can be thinking, oh, if there is no company that is providing this kind of robots, then maybe I can create my own company and sell this kind of robots. You can try, but my conclusion on that research was that building this kind of company that sells those robots was not profitable enough. So in order to sell the robot, you have to reduce a lot the price. So the benefits are very small, and it's very unstable as a company to get all the parts for those robots. So that's my conclusion that I got in my short research. So I know that it's not a full research about the situation, but maybe that's my experience, and I wanted to share this with you. In the meantime, that we are waiting, Alberto, to screw 2 screws.
I am having some trouble.
So 2 screws. So I think that I'm going to start explaining my whole life, just to allow time to Alberto to screw. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you cannot. I mean, it's difficult. I understand because it's difficult. The place. The place. Have you been able to screw any?
No.
None of them. Okay. So I'm running out of stories to explain. That's not true. Okay. So if any of you knows me, so I'm not especially known for not having something to tell. Actually, just for the opposite, that I don't stop speaking.
This is being much harder than I actually expected.
Okay, what if we can move towards the second part, and then I will be doing another part, which is separated from this, and then maybe I can be doing this at the same time that you are building the other one?
Yeah, we can maybe mount the head, because let's switch very quickly to the computer screen here. Okay, so basically what I was trying to do right now is to connect the front part with the main chassis. Then the next things are similar. However, these screws look easier to mount. The hard ones are these ones because they're in a quite hard position here.
You can show here.
Yeah. So they are here inside, and with the tool we have, maybe with another tool it would be easier, but with the tool we have, this is pretty hard.
Let me try.
Pretty difficult to do.
Yeah. It looks very difficult.
Yeah. So then I'm going to skip the main chassis part, and I'm going to go straight to the head.
Okay. Let's do that in parallel.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So and then later I'm going to come back here to the body part. So yeah. Let's go to the head.
Can we do that? Can we do
that?
Yeah,
sure. Okay, so I'm going to go here to the head section. So
no, you can, because you have to do it here.
Sorry?
Oh no, you can. You can.
Yeah. I'm going to
mount part.
it here.
Okay, great.
However,
yeah.
We had another of these.
Yes,
Did
we have another. We have a second one. Yeah. Okay. So it's not here. It's not here. It's on the other side. So please go and explain this. I will go and get it for you.
Okay. So we're going to be mounting right now the head, which is hopefully we are more successful with this. I'm sure that we will.
You can start using that.
Okay. So very quickly, the headpiece, as you can see, it's this rounded one. Let me show it very quickly here in the camera. It's this piece here. This is the head with these 2 squares here, where we are going to place the OLED displays. It looks a little bit like Iron Man mask, actually, now that I'm seeing it here through OBS. Okay, so yeah, this is the head, and then we are going to place inside here the 2 displays, as you can see, which are these blue parts. Here, one at one side and the other one at the other side. And here in the center, we have the camera. So we are going to put all this together in the head. Okay, so let me switch right now here to the mounting desk.
And then in the meantime, at the same time, you can leave that screw.
All right. So let me have a look here, because I need to know which kind of screws we are using here. Okay, I think these ones are the small ones. So let me get a couple of these here. Okay, then I have here the head 3D part. So I'm going to get from here the 2 displays. I have them right here. And also the camera, which I have right here. Okay, then let's start by mounting the displays. So you are going to have to put them here in the correct way in the inside of the head, like this. So as I can see, the orange colored connector, it has to be, so the orange colored, so if you have a look here to the bottom of the display, this is the display screen, as you can see, and in the other side you have all the connections and so. And here we have this orange connector. So this has to be looking to the inner part of the head. Yep, like this. Okay, so let me put it here so that.
So those, the problem is in the 3D holes.
Mm-hmm.
So the 3D printed holes is that's a problem, that they are very narrow and then it cannot fit. It's difficult to screw everything together, the whole parts, both parts, and then at the same time creating the hole. So what I'm doing now is screwing the screw just in the final part, in the final piece, so that the hole is being created at the same time. And then once the hole is done, then I will unscrew and then screw both parts together. But I'm not getting much success.
I am being able here to screw properly the displays.
Yeah, me here also. Yeah, so now it's getting there somehow. So maybe with one screw we can keep going.
I'm going to do two here for the displays. Only two.
Okay. It's very funny that the most difficult part is doing the screws. Putting the screws, the most difficult part.
Yeah, we didn't see this one coming.
Yeah, we tested everything, the electronics and so on, but this because we thought, oh yeah, that's it. Actually, we had some failure part on the electronics because of the testing, and you are going to see in a minute. Yep. And then in this case, that's going in this direction. Okay. Yeah.
Second one. Okay, the displays are pretty easy.
Is it?
So, yeah.
Are they?
I have already done one. I'm going to move to the second one in a moment. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so here I have one already, as you can see. So I'm going for the second one. Okay.
Oh, this is difficult.
Yeah. Any success so far?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So so almost one done, and then I think that we can move from that point.
Right.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I am already mounting the second display, so pretty okay.
Great.
Yeah, I think the only real difficult part is that one because of the position. I think that the others
is quite difficult.
Are going to be easier.
It's quite difficult because the screws are very small, and also the location where they are located is just on the corner, so it's colliding with many parts. It's difficult to screw. Okay, so but yeah, it's getting there. Okay,
I'm finishing the second display. Almost there.
So in case that you are building this, and then please send us a picture of you building this. Please share with us your pain, your suffering, the one that we are having and you are having.
There we go. We have already the two displays. From the inner of the head, it looks like this, and from the outside, it looks like this, which is, I think it's pretty cool, as you can see. It's like the eyes of the Nanosaur robot, and as I was saying before, this reminds me of Iron Man a little bit.
Yes,
right?
It's true.
It's
true.
Okay, so here we have the final part is to properly mount the camera. So let me have a look here to see which one is
Which ones you want to see?
Which one is the proper position? Okay, yeah, so basically we have this right now. We have mounted the displays. So now we are going to mount the camera. So here we have an image that we can use. Also this one. Let me have a look at this one to see the proper position of the camera. All right, let me see. Yeah, so it's with the connector looking up. Like this.
Yeah.
All right, so it's in this position, and of course okay, yeah, I have it.
Yes, let me show. Can you show there on the camera? There? How you are mounting?
Yes, so it has to be like this, okay? With the wires looking to this side. Yeah? They have to go outside on this side.
The opposite side?
On the opposite side of the LEDs.
Of the displays.
Yeah. Exactly. Of the displays, yeah. So let me, then I have the camera here oriented. So I think here, this one also goes with the small ones.
I think that these LEDs, well, what does the audience think that the displays can be useful for? Apart from doing some kind of eyes or something like it's like expressing feelings like a Cosmo robot or something like that. Apart from that, that is quite obvious. For which other useful things can be the displays be used? So one of the points is very, very interesting point is when you have this kind of robot, it's an autonomous robot, so it's not connected to any cable, so probably it will connect by default to your Wi-Fi. Then why? Because you need to get into the robot to send it commands from your computer. You would like to try to receive the images maybe on a web page and show it to the world. Then, okay, so that the robot needs to be connected to the Wi-Fi, local Wi-Fi. And then how do you know the IP of the device, of this robot, in your network? So this is a tricky thing. So how do we do that in the past? Well, you can configure, one way is to configure the Wi-Fi in your Nanosaur to be a fixed one. Okay, so that's one solution. And maybe you can do that in your network, maybe you cannot. It depends on how your network is constructed. Where are you? And then another way is to use those displays to show the IP that the robot has got from the router of your Wi-Fi network. So that's one very, very useful usage of the display. And that's something that what's the name of this?
Nanosaur?
The Nanosaur, of the other one, which is another robot based on
Jetson?
Jetson Nano. And yeah, the one, what's the name of this other robot?
Jetbot?
Jetbot, yeah, the Jetbot, exactly. So the Jetbot is doing this, is having this idea, and it's quite cool. Because then you switch on the robot, and then you will see on the display very quickly you will see the IP that has been assigned to the robot. Okay, I have one.
I'm almost done here also.
Yeah, okay, so I have one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to screw the second one because it's very difficult and very, very slow. Very slow. Okay. So at the beginning of the session, I was saying that I was amazed how these 3D printers, they can create those very small holes. So, and here we have the response. The answer is that they are not.
I think the problem also is that it's hard, at least for me, to work with such a small tools.
Yes.
So I'm not used to. And
yes, that's right.
Yeah. So it's like some
so
surgery work here.
So just surgery. So everything is combined in order to, and it's very funny that we didn't expect this. So far I'm going to leave it like this, and that's it. one single screw, and then with this more or less holds, then let's move to the next one. Okay, I can also try with the second one in the meantime that you are with the displays.
Yeah, I'm almost finishing here.
Okay.
I'm having a little bit of trouble with one of the screws, but I'm almost there.
Great.
I think in 1 minute I'm going to have it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm eager to have the robot mounted, because then one of the things that I want to make the robot learn is how to detect the edges of the table. Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah. So as you can see, here is how the head looks in the inside with the two displays and the camera. Okay, with the wires here in the upper side, and then if we switch it, here we have the eyes, and here we have the hole for the camera. All right. There we go. So we have the head. Then let me switch quickly here to the computer screen. Okay, yeah, so we have our head. Then let me come back here to the steps. Then we have this already mounted, perfect. And then we have basically two things remaining. One is the full assembly of the head with the main body, which this is done through the magnets. And before that, though, we have pending here the body part.
Yeah, you can continue with the body part. Here it's
We can?
It's more or less. It's useful. You see?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, more or less.
Fair enough. All right, then let's go back here
Let me get here.
to this part. So we left it here. Okay, so we have this then. We have the body.
I have two screws there. I achieved to screw two.
All right. Then, okay, so let me
What do you need? Stop
control
working?
here.
Which one?
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I can do it from here. All right, so, yeah. So let me show this very quickly. Okay, so here we have the frontal part. Here you can see the motor wires with the main chassis. So I'm going to put my head on side here because it's already finished. Later we are going to put everything together. So let's go back to the PC. And then the next thing is to mount the rear wheels. As you can see here. So, okay, now we have it. Great. Okay. All right. So, yeah, so we are going to have now to mount. We have this already done. Then we have to mount the rear part of the wheel and put everything together. So these screws are easier to use. So let's go for it. Then, yeah, let me come here. Let's get the other wheels, the back one, the rear ones. And then we are going to here. Okay, yeah, we need this here. And we need this.
When you mean this, what do you mean? When you say this? So let me see. So you mean the tracks, right?
Yeah.
So you mean the tracks that you need to mount?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So here, these are the tracks.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, so this is going to be moving the Nanosaur as a tank, let's say, similar to a tank. It's looking like a tank. And then we have here the front wheel, let's say, and the back wheel here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So before that, I'm going to put this piece. So we have two pieces here, which are going to be on each of the sides, holding everything together. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the short end, as you can see, this has. Let me try to focus it properly. Yeah. So this was in one end we have a regular tube here or part, and here we have in the other one we have one which is much shorter.
Yes.
Right. So the shorter one is going to fit in the front wheel, the one we have already mounted. Yeah, and the long one is for the rear wheel. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
So
And then the screws go from the outside part of the robot.
Exactly.
Through the whole tube that connects.
So let me.
Okay, so now
you have to apply a little bit of pressure here.
Yes, go, fearless.
Okay.
Yes.
Then let me.
Now again, also fearless in there. Go for it, Alberto. So the piece is is getting some resistance, but it's getting there.
It's going to be better.
Put it first. Yeah, that's a good idea. And then it broke.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we have one piece broke. One 3D part is broken.
Yeah. Okay, then let's do.
But can you
the
try
other
to
side.
put it, even if like this, can you try to put it properly, how it goes?
Yeah. So this needs to go here inside. But I think this piece is too weak. Probably the
what?
this one.
Too weak.
Too big.
Too big.
Too big.
Uh-huh. And what about the other case of the wheel? On this wheel, it also happens the same thing. Yeah.
It goes pretty hard.
Right? That's right. Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous, this one. Yeah. It doesn't fit properly. Let me see if I can do it here separately, based on your experience.
Or can we take out these ball bearings, the metallic ones, and just leave the black piece?
No, because then it's not going to.
Yeah, but for now, to have the
the part mounted.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Yeah, because without the ball bearings, it is fitting quite well.
Yeah.
So the problems are the ball bearings, which is too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's too close, and then we are going to break it. Actually, it's not too much. It is that it doesn't fit. It's not fitting. Yeah. No. It's not fitting. Okay, so what we'll do is to reduce a little bit this afterwards. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's reduce a little bit. So for now, let's remove the ball bearings.
Okay, yeah, so we are going to do it like this. Also, it's a little bit of trouble for this one because it's not even. Okay, let me try to put it here.
So now Alberto is fitting this part on the back part of the of the robot. Yes. Let's see if he can fit it.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
So now we should make use of this.
Yes, by using the.
But it's from the outside, right?
Yes, from the outside. So now you have to put the screws along the three tubes that are connecting one part with the other, with the main body of the. Doesn't fit?
Yeah, the problem is that it's not properly cutted.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, then in that
there we go.
Yeah, does it go? Then in that case, what I did was to use the screw to go through it. Yeah. Yeah, so those are the things of 3D printed.
Yeah, sometimes
parts. 3D printed parts, sometimes that happens.
You need a lot of precision for this because just a couple of millimeters and.
Then it's not going to fit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so done in this case. You got it.
I have one side also here done.
I'm helping you on the other one. Wow.
What happens?
Wow, it's difficult. It's difficult. Yeah. So we are putting the. What's the name of this in the wheels? So this part that is the track. Yeah, right. The track. That's the track. Were you able to pass the whole?
Yep.
Yeah, to the other side?
Yep.
Okay. In one
Able
case.
to do one. I'm now doing the second one.
Okay. So now you fixed on the side of the robot. Okay.
Yeah, I have the second one. All right.
Okay. Then on my side, this is taking a little bit longer than we expected based on the.
Oh, it's already okay.
Yes.
Well.
So.
All right. So yeah, here I have one side, as you can see. Okay. So now I have to put the track, which I have here.
Yes. And also on the side.
And it's elastic. You're going to see that the track is elastic, so you can
take care of this. Not too much pressure. Okay.
Everything is under control.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, so here we have one side mounted.
Great.
Yeah, and we can see.
Starts to look great.
I don't know if you can hear the sound of the motors here.
Yes, it starts to looking so great.
Okay, so here we have one of the sides then, and we have the other side missing because yeah. So I am too strong maybe, and I broke one of the pieces.
So here it goes, the second one side. Here it goes. So I have one screw, another here. So maybe with those you can go with those two.
Okay. The thing here is that
yes,
we are going to. We don't have.
Yes. So
okay.
Maybe you need to put the. Yeah, exactly, a little bit of pressure in there.
Yeah, I have it.
Yes, it's there. So now you can screw the other parts.
Give me.
The tool is there. And also what we can do is this. So this is the part that was broken because of the ball bearing is not. The space is not enough, so what we are going to do is to remove a little bit of material so it can go through that. But I understand that it has to be quite fixed to the bearing because otherwise it's not going to be making the bearing turn properly. So it has to be.
Okay, I have this one fixed.
Great. Okay, and then for this, what we can do is, leave like this.
See if I can fix also this one. Would be nice.
Yeah, and you can use this one for. You can use this one also for screwing one.
What do you mean?
You know, because even if it is broken, you can put it there and then make support.
Okay.
Okay, so there is suffering Alberto with the screws.
Yeah, sorry. There's one here especially.
Yeah, I had a lot of trouble with this.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'm going
leave
to
it like that.
this.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go to this one.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to.
Why not? Oh, because it has to go to the other side.
Yeah.
Wait. Then
It's
let's
not going to
remove
fit.
the other bearing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. So now you got it.
Okay, so now we can put it here.
Please, guys, try this at home. This is just the opposite, I'd say. Yeah, and if something breaks, then let's go and repair it.
Yeah.
That's the procedure. That's the way that we have to do in order to learn.
The good part is that if the piece that we have broken now, it's a 3D part, so we can quite
Print it
easily
again.
print it again, and that's it. Yeah, so we are not dealing with super expensive drones that if we break them, probably we
material.
are breaking thousands of dollars or
yes.
euros.
So now you can use this to fix this to the other part, maybe, and then if you can move it through it. Can you? Okay, and then we are getting there. We are getting there. What else can I explain you guys? Okay, yeah, so for this Nanosaur, you can use either a Jetson Nano of 2 gigabytes or a Jetson Nano of 4 gigabytes. That depends on the power of computer power that will have your board. Then in our case, we are using the 2 gigabytes. And for this, as you're going to see in a minute, you need to install an SD card with the SDK for development in order to boot the Jetson Nano. So we are going to show you how to do that in a minute.
Okay.
And yeah, how is it?
Well, we kinda have it.
Yeah. So now only the track
Is
remains.
missing.
And yes, I think that this requires a picture. So far, so good.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, so let's show the whole thing. Okay, this is the bottom, the top.
Let me take a
Here we have the front with the motor cables
picture.
and the 2 wheels here. Okay, which as you can see can rotate properly. All right.
Let me see. Okay, picture on the other side. Great.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's continue.
Let's continue. Come on. We are almost there. Okay.
Almost there.
So let's switch to the computer screen very quickly. Okay, so we have finished this section now. So the next one is to mount and wire the board, the main board. So first of all, we are going to be mounting the Jetson board. So let's go for it. And also we are going to wire the
control board.
the motor control board, which in this case we have to say that while testing our original control board was burned. So we had to use another one. We are going to see it in a moment. So the purpose is the same, the connections are the same, but it's not fitting so well. But well, for now we are going to mount it like this, and then we will fix it in another day, and we are going to put the proper one. But yeah, so here we have the motor control board. You're going to see that it's not exactly the same as in the web page. It's because of this I have just explained. But don't worry, I'm going to explain the proper connections and everything. And then we have also the Jetson board. So let's start by mounting maybe the Jetson board. I don't know if...
Yes.
Let me have a quick look, because I want to make sure that it doesn't matter the order. Yeah, so let's have a quick look here at the images.
Well, we have to make sure that the cables of the flap,
correct,
they are going
below.
Yeah, beneath the board.
So let's have a quick look at the process. Okay, so we have this one first, and then after that we mount the Jetson. Okay, so yeah, let's go for it. Let's do this very quickly and show the process. So here we have the main chassis. So what we need to do here basically is to slide all the wires through the hole that we have in the front of the robot. So here in the front we have this hole. All right, so we have to pass all the cables, all the wires through this hole. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we are going to have something like this. Okay, we have this part here facing down with the black connector facing down and the wires which are going through the space here in the front of the chassis. All right. Then when we have the wires here, we are going to mount upon this. We are going to put the Jetson board. All right. So yeah, let me have a look here very quickly. I think it actually, yeah. So this needs to go on this side because of the connector. Yeah, the Jetson board, you have it here. This is the 2 gigabytes one, as Ricardo said before. You're going to see that in one side here you have a huge, lots of pins, which
expansion connector. The expansion.
The expansion, yeah, the connector for the expansion board, which has a lot of pins. Then this side has to go, of course, in the same side of the expansion board, because later we are going to connect this. We are going to connect the expansion board to the Jetson board.
Exactly. And also on the front there is a camera connector.
Yeah.
And then this has to go to the front because the camera is going to be connected.
Yeah, exactly. So let's.
Now we are going to suffer again with the screws.
Yeah, but these ones are
easier. Yeah, because they are on the top, and then it's easier to.
Yeah, I'm going to do a couple of them only. So.
Great. Then, once we have this part done, what it remains is to connect the control board of the motors, and then we'll be done.
Yeah.
We'll be okay. We just put the battery
at the end.
But the battery, we don't have to do anything. It's just to put it there.
Super easy.
Yeah, and that's all.
Just a moment.
It's just a moment, exactly.
So here I am screwing the Jetson to the chassis.
Yeah, maybe.
Actually, I don't know if I am.
Maybe only one. It's okay. It's enough.
Okay, now I'm doing.
Yeah.
I just need to give it a little bit more of course.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one. Yeah, let me do another one very quickly.
Okay.
It's going to be just a few seconds.
Mm-hmm. Then, and for the audience that you are there, as you know, the whole month of November we are dedicating to creating this Nanosaur robot and making things and teaching you stuff about how to use ROS with this specific robot. And we would like to know your feedback. Are you happy with this kind of common theme for a whole month, or you would you prefer that we do a different subject as we usually do, week after week?
Yes, yeah, so I'm done.
Okay,
I'm
perfect.
done. I have already fixed the Jetson board. We have the connectors going through here, also the expansion board here in the back side. So now in the front side is where we are going to mount the control board. Okay, as I have said, this is not the same one as the recommended one here in the instructions and the one that appears in the images. We had to kind of improvise.
Substitute
it. So yeah, I'm going to place this one here in the front. Okay, I'm going to more or less put it.
Yeah, so there is one connector for the power coming from the expansion board.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, maybe we should treat.
Sure.
Okay, so let's come here. Then we are going to have the front side like this. So the blue and green wires, we have to pass them to the upper side of the control board. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is one important thing. We put them here on the top side, and then we are going to have these two
three
colored wires, yeah, with the black, white, and purple. These two are for the LED displays.
LCD.
So we are going to have these ones on one side, and then on the other side we are going to have these orange, yellow connectors alongside with the with two wires which are red and brown. Okay, and then besides these ones, which are the ones that come from the expansion board, we are going to have also on the sides the motor wires. All right, then summarizing, we are going to have to connect the motor wires to one side of the control board, the other motor wires to the other side of the control board. Then we are going to connect as well the power.
No,
this is not the power. This is the camera.
The camera, yeah.
The camera to the board. We are going to also connect the camera, which is the green and blue connectors, and also the these two connectors, which are the power. These are the power, and finally these 3D ones, which I don't remember right now what they were for, but. Okay, let's connect them and see.
Yeah.
Okay, let me can we switch now to the, okay, so I'm going to,
so what are you trying to do?
oh, okay. So first of all, I'm going to separate the wires.
Yeah, the blue and green, it has to go on to the top.
Yeah, so I'm going to separate here carefully so that I don't break anything else.
Exactly.
I'm going to separate carefully the wires. You have to like this a little bit, and they are going to be separated. You can separate them in groups, as you can see. All right, so let me now put this to the upper side, and then I'm going to place here the control board as I can, because unfortunately I cannot screw it, unfortunately or happily.
Yeah, exactly. We are
Sorry?
saving one.
All right. So, yeah, here I have it then. This is hard to show, though, here in the camera. I'm going to do it my best. So we can see here, in one side, we have here in the top side, we have the green and blue wires, okay? So these ones, we are going to connect them to the 3 pins. Okay, let me pass them through here so that I connect them to the 3 pins. Okay, then we have these two are for the displays. We are not going to connect them for now to the control board. They are going to go for the head. Then can we go to the next image? There we go. Okay, then the motor ones, okay, which we have here one at one side and here the other 2 wires at the other side, they are going to be connected to each side of the board. You're going to see 2 connectors. So let's try to do it here quickly.
Okay, so now once this is connected, what this board is about controlling the 2 motors. So remember that we are connecting the 2 motors that are beneath, connected to that control board, and then this board is the one that is going to receive the instructions from the Jetson Nano, from our programs, and then it's going to convert our instructions into the proper impulses to manage the motors and then make them rotate at the speed that we want. So that's the purpose of this small little board.
Not hard, so
yeah.
maybe I'm taking more time than needed, but it's because everything is so small that
yes,
it's hard to handle.
I don't know if you can hear Alberto because he's.
I have to get a close look
to
everything so that.
See. Okay, we are almost there. And one of the things that is interesting with this Jetson Nano robot is that it is based on vision. So that means that this robot doesn't have any LiDAR to detect obstacles or sonar to detect obstacles. So what this means is that if you want this robot to move around autonomously, it has to learn how to detect obstacles by using only vision. The only sensor that we have here is the camera, and that's the one that we are going to use for everything with this robot. And fortunately, that is let's say the strength of deep learning. And the reason why we are using a Jetson Nano for that robot and not a Raspberry Pi is because it has a GPU that we can use and make deep learning on board of the robot, of course. So we can use deep learning with this robot and make the robot learn how to avoid obstacles, how to avoid falling down of the table. That is quite interesting. And we have a course, on here on our website where we teach how to, let me show you. So you know that we at the Construct, we are experts on teaching how to learn things, to do things with ROS. Then one of the courses that we have is about how to program a Jetson Nano here in the section of courses. And one of the lessons that we teach is how to make the robot avoid obstacles by learning. So the robot learns how to do that just by using the camera and following a learning process. Is this course here, using NVIDIA Jetson Nano with ROS. So we teach how to capture the images from a camera, how to feed this into the learning program, and do a collision avoidance with deep learning. That's the lesson that we have here. So the same thing that you are learning here, you can apply, of course, to the Nanosaur, because the principle is the same. It's a camera that is capturing images, and then it generates a motor command in order to avoid the obstacles. Mm-hmm. So I highly recommend you that you take this course. Then how are you doing, Alberto? Have you connected the motors and the power?
Almost there.
Okay. So almost there. Yeah, and another thing that you can do with this robot is the people follower in ROS. That's quite also interesting because the robot with the camera, it can identify the structure of a person. Even it can generate a frame of the status of the person. And yeah, so everything this is done by learning. Well, in this case, I think that if I remember properly, in the people follower, we are using already trained model that is available in the public. So we are teaching how to use this trained model in order to make this. And also in this course, we use our own version of a Jetson robot, which we call IgnisBot. And we included even a tail. So the robot was following the people. In this lesson, we teach how to make the robot follow people, identify where it's people, follow them. And then when it's close enough, then wag the tail, indicating how happy it is to be close to the person. So quite interesting. Okay, so we are done with the assembly.
Yes, we are done.
Okay.
With the connections and everything. So, yeah, very quickly.
No. This one.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so we are done mounting this part. So very quickly, let me explain it here, and then I will show mine, because this is the one that they should be using, the Adafruit.
Yes.
Motor control. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to be better seen here. Yeah. So we are going to have on one side the left motor wired. On the other side, the right motor. Then we
connect to the bottom connectors. So there are 2 connectors per side.
Yeah.
Connect to the bottom.
They are brown and red.
Okay.
So you have to connect both. As you can see, you have brown and the red one.
Okay.
Which is the positive, the red one. Okay. And then we have also here, to the third connector, we have the power. Okay. Also, they are in brown and red color.
Okay.
This is the power, and then we have at one side one motor, and at the other side the other motor. Then we have here the three pins, which are. No, sorry, it's 2 pins. This one, no, it's 3 pins, which is the green and blue one. This has moved. This one, which is green and blue, which has a connector with 3 pins. We have to connect it also here. This is for the camera, if I'm not wrong. This one.
I don't remember from where it goes. No, it comes from there. It's some kind of control.
Yeah. Okay.
It comes from there. Yeah. It's some kind of control.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have also the yellow and orange wires, which have a 2-pined connector, which also have to be connected here to the 2 pins. You are going to see that. Pins. Yeah. So here you are going to see that you have 3 pins. Actually, if we come back, probably you are going to see it. Yeah. So here you have 3 pins, as you can see, in this side of the board, and down here you have 2. Okay. So the 2-pin connector, which is the yellow and orange one, goes here, and the 3-pined connector, which is the blue and green one, goes here.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, this is done, and finally, as you can see also, because I'm going to do it right now, what they are doing is to finally disconnect it to the Jetson board.
Expansion board.
The expansion board
connector.
Expansion board connector, which is this large black connector. We are going to connect it directly to the Jetson board.
Yeah.
Okay, and then at the end we are going to have this closed, and we are going to end up with a structure like this one.
Okay.
So let's now switch to the screen and show this. So here we have our control board connected. Here we have one motor. Here we have the other motor and the power connected right here. And then here we have the green and blue 3-pined connector. And here we have the orange and yellow one, which has a 2-pined connector. Okay, everything connected to the control board. And then now what I'm going to do is to go back to the back side of the robot, and I'm going to connect the expansion board here to the Jetson Nano board. Okay, you have to be careful so that the pins match perfectly here. Let me try to show it. There you go. As you can see, you have to make this match perfectly, and then you're going to apply a little bit of pressure so that the pins get inside the connector. I'm doing it now slowly. As you can see, it's getting down, and there we go. Okay, I have it connected right now. All right, so here we have the robot so far.
Great, almost there, almost there.
Okay, almost there. So final part is to actually mount the head. So we have here the head remaining. So we need to actually now connect the head and put the head with everything here. So you're going to see that. I don't think it's needed to show this because it's pretty easy. So we have 2 free connectors here, which are the ones for the displays. Then we are going to connect this here to the displays. Okay, the displays have 3 pins here available, as you can see, both of them. So we are going to do this connection. Let me check here.
If you want to check the colors properly, then maybe
okay.
Here.
So
the purple one is going. The purple one is going in both sides. Is going to the right.
To the right.
To the right, given that you have the board, the part like this.
Okay.
So to the right.
Really? It's not.
Yes. Yes. Here is the dot. Yeah. So you have to put it like this.
Okay.
Like this, and then connect one here.
Okay, it's going to the left. Okay. We go one here.
Okay, yeah, to the left. Sorry. Yeah. That now is correct. Now is correct. Sorry. I said to the right. But it's not correct. Now, yes, that's correct. Exactly. So can you show it to the camera?
Yeah. So here we have the. Okay, we have the two remaining wires that came from the expansion board. We have them now connected here to the displays. Okay. So actually, I think that
Something's wrong?
yeah, I think so.
No, it is correct. It is correct. Now the next step is to connect the camera.
Okay, so now the camera
Yeah.
goes connected here to the Jetson board, as you can
Yes.
see. Yeah.
No,
Here,
they cannot see. Let me show.
yeah, they cannot see it. There you can see the image.
Yes.
Show me now again. Okay. Yeah. So here, right, close to the control board.
Yeah.
Here, this is very dark. There you go. Okay, now they can see it. There. See this connector here. This one is for the camera. Okay. So let me put the connector here for the camera. Also, this is a very fragile connector, so you have to be careful.
Yes. Exactly. And in the case that you have the 4 gigabyte board from Jetson Nano, then you may have 2 connectors for camera, and then as you can see in the picture here,
Yeah.
then you have 2 connectors. One is here, is the first one, which is closer to the power connector. So try use that one. Okay. Then also you have another one here, a secondary one, but that's not used now. Okay, then you got it, right?
Okay, yeah, so we have now everything wired. As you can see, the camera here connected to the Jetson, and the display wires also connected to the displays here in the head. So now all we have to do is to basically fix here the head part to the robot, as you can see here in this last image, and this should come together with the magnets.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try to put this together here.
And also the cables that get inside the whole thing.
Yeah, let's
They
see
don't
if we
get-
can,
Pretty sure you can.
put here the wires.
That we tried before. So that we know. Yes. Okay. Yes. So you got it. No. It's trying. Okay. It's a little bit tricky. Yeah. Yeah, so many cables that have to fit in the inside there.
Also, our control board is bigger than the.
It's a little bit bigger, yeah.
So it's a bit hard here.
It's a bit
to make everything.
More difficult, yes. Okay, and then once we finish with this part, the only thing that will remain will be to put the batteries, and that's
Try
it.
Without the control board there. So,
You mean without being fixed?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see if that makes it easier, but I don't think so.
But we tried this before, and then it
Yeah,
was
but
fixed.
with everything wired.
Right.
So maybe I can take it out for a moment and.
I think that is because you are not putting the proper position in this part. So you are trying to put, I think it's like this, right? No?
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, now, exactly. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, you were trying. Yeah, I was seeing that you were trying to put it in another place a little bit. I was suffering.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, with a little bit of trouble. Yeah, we need to pressure it a little bit here, so the magnets make effect.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. Then we are getting there. We are getting there. Okay.
Well, basically that's it. I mean.
Well.
Oh no. Okay, so now we have the Nanosaur mounted. So the final part is the battery.
Yes.
So now we have only the battery remaining here, and this piece needs to come down here. So.
Yes. So.
It has to go with a USB connector. Sorry, I wasn't showing it properly. So it has to go here with a USB connector outside. Like this, we can just slide it inside. As you can see, we can slide the battery here inside. Then we have one piece remaining here, which has a couple of magnets. This is the first piece that we saw in the tutorial, in the assembly tutorial. So now we are going to place this piece here, which is going to act as a kind of, it's going to act as a kind of blocker so that the battery doesn't come out. Okay, so we are going to put this piece here, like this. Sorry. Yeah, so this piece, we have to slide it here, like this. See?
So that is preventing the battery from falling.
Exactly. So this is going to prevent the battery from coming out.
Getting out, exactly.
Yeah. So now, of course, we have to connect the USB connector to the battery.
Wait. It failed.
Oh, it failed. Okay, let me see. It needs to go like this with the magnets.
Yes.
But it's fixed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See how it is preventing the battery from coming out. Okay. So now last part is to connect here. Okay. The USB connector. We connect it to the battery power. Down here. There we go. And I don't know if you can see it, but there inside a green light has turned. Can you see it there? I think. Can you see?
Maybe.
Yeah. There it is.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so if I switch it here, let me turn it off. See, it goes up.
Okay. Yeah.
And now.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, basically that's it. So we have it mounted.
Yes, that is the Nanosaur mounted, more or less. Yes. With a lot of suffering and of pain.
And breaking some pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely our thing is to program robots rather than building the hardware.
No, I mean, building hardware is like this. It's like this. So nothing is going to work as expected and things are broken and so on. The important part is to keep pushing and to keep doing it and also, of course, going fearless. And if something breaks, then we solve it. And if something doesn't fit, then we move forward and we solve that problem. That's what we've been doing the whole time. And now we hope that it works.
Yes, so we are going to check if everything works on the next
live class.
Exactly. On the next
open class, exactly.
In the next open class, so basically what we are going to do in the next open class is to use this robot that we have mounted. Let me show it. Oh, I was going to show it there. To see that it's us.
Yeah.
Because they are only seeing our hands, so maybe they think that it's a recorded video. Okay, so here we have the dinosaur robot. Okay, the one that we have just mounted. Here you have it. Okay, so in the next class, we are going to connect to this dinosaur robot from the ROS development studio. We are going to connect to it, and we are going to run programs in order to move it and to do some things with this robot.
Yeah.
So we are not just mounting it because we want to, but we are going to use it. We are going to actually use it in the next class.
Yeah, we also wanted to show you about installing the software, but today is too much, so we are going to leave this for the next class.
Yeah, you can have a look very quickly. You can have a look if you want here. If you come down to the install part, which is 0.5, okay, you can open this and see the instructions. It's super simple.
Yeah, it's very simple.
It's very easy. Okay, so you're going to have a quick look here and you're going to see that it's super easy.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that on the next live class, because also we need to make it work with ROS 2, and that's a little bit tricky.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, yeah, thank you.
I think that we can finish here
today.
It's been more than 2 hours.
Yeah, I think this is a new record, at least for me, for the classes, for the class length, new record. So, yeah, thank you very much for being here with us today. It has been a special class. We had some problems, things that happen in live demonstrations. So, yeah, thank you very much. I hope you understand that these issues happen, and we tried our best to make everything work. And at the end, we achieved it, more or less. So, yeah, thank you very much. Remember to leave your comments, suggestions, questions in the comments area of the video. And I will see you in the next class to make this little body work and do things. Actual things, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, thank you very much. And until the next class, as always, keep pushing your ROS learning.